Thinking about this project, I started with the input of the teacher. Quoting, create an illustrated family tree, not of your actual family, but of the family of images, photographic and otherwise, that have, over the course of your life, shaped your interest, experience, perspectives, and current practice. My first thought was that those images I would have brought in class would probably be from the internet. If I had to present a movie or something that shaped my visual experience, I could only show it through a symbol or poster or a cover, which source was online. I had then questioned, is the memory accessible to everybody? Are then words necessary to make a visual memory personal? One other concern was that a big part of my visual education has been very much formed within institutions. I cannot deny. So I thought to trace the visual memory to its original source. As for television, which is the first item that allowed me to watch movies, TV shows, documentaries, and so on. If it was not for this little guy, I couldn't have watched 4 times in a row 101 Dalmatians, or grasped the delicacy of Bambi, got in contact with MTV or art and history documentaries. A real primary institution is the kindergarten. There I started drawing and painting, and we had educational sessions to express ourselves under the thematic themes of nuns who were teaching us. Therefore, I'm not sure to what extent free creativity exists, since the first institution you are in kind of tells you what you should portray. I also thought that books I read are all part of a system of editorial publications. Therefore, what a plot could allow me to imagine was permitted by a system. But reading overlays with imagining, and therefore you can totally give shape to characters and places and circumstances. A system activates your visuals. Reading was also part of the educational system, but as I grew up, and especially when I reached high school, I realized that as long as homework and duty were done, I could still do my own things in class. I was a good student, but I got easily bored, so I would keep drawing or even reading other things during lesson, minding my own personal visuals. A pivotal moment was when in high school I went to Bristol as exchange student. In England, you don't have many subjects as in Italy, but you pick 3, 4. Therefore, you have more time to dive deeper into a subject, as I did for fine arts, literature, and history. Also, Bristol has a very exciting art and music scene. I was underage and I was supposed to attend school and that's it, but my English family was pretty bold and easygoing. I had no controlling authority over me, so I had the chance to stay out till late and do whatever. This allowed me to meet interesting people, attend concerts during the week and cultural events, which I think shaped my taste. The university in Bolzano educated me in modern and contemporary design and art. I think that my concern with space and the multifaceted aspects of art, as performance, installation, and so on, definitely emerged here. This is a photo of the gallery I worked in after university. I chose to include a single image because it stands in for a whole period. It represents a part as a totality. This is where I first approached curating, where I learned the practicalities of making exhibitions. There wasn't a revelatory, eye opening moment when I realized that this is what I wanted to do. Instead, I came to know it slowly through repetition. I realized it by doing day by day. Even when it was hard, I was driven. I could have included a photo of myself installing an artwork or writing a curatorial text, but those would be records of the experience from the outside. How can you possibly give an account of the images that shaped your way of seeing? The still images in my memory are not loose or free floating. They are embedded in spaces, framed by walls, context, institutions. My visual memory is architectural. It lives within certain structures that have themselves shaped how I see. And then NAVA. Here, teachers give you input, suggestions, and further enlarge my visual memory connected with institutions. As I have an idea, I always like to see if someone did it already or better or thought something more interesting than I did. It's like a very chilling confrontation. Even for this project, I started to dive into some writers and philosophers to learn something new about genealogy. I picked the reader and his glass text. This is the reason why the genealogy was presented as a line. The linearity assumes that there is a before and a after, but is really true when it comes to tell you how your visual has been shaped. Is it linear? To what extent do we have control and are we aware of what our eyes register? This is why I decided to create a second page with images scattered all around to break a linearity of images. There are symbols and metaphors that, if I don't explain, are just an impersonal photo from the internet.